Hello, everyone. Today we are diving into the world of Chanakya, one of India's greatest minds in the fields of governance, law, and leadership. Chanakya, also known as Kotliya or Vishnu Gupta, lived more than 2300 years ago. However, his ideas remain incredibly relevant even today. So, who was Chanakya? He was an Indian philosopher, economist, and strategist who played a key role in establishing the Maurya Empire. He guided rulers like Chandragupta Maurya and Bindusara, helping them unify large parts of India. His teachings are primarily found in his famous work, the Arthashastra, which focuses on statecraft, law, military strategy, and economic policies. Now, let's unpack some of Chanakya's key lessons on governance, leadership, and law, and how these ideas can help us today. The principles of governance. Chanakya was a realist. He believed that governance must combine pragmatism with dharma, which is moral and ethical values. Let me explain this with an example. Imagine a ruler who is too strict about following moral values without considering the ground realities. This might lead to inefficiency or even rebellion. Chanakya argued that a wise leader should be adaptable, sometimes using strict measures and at other times acting with compassion. He also emphasized the importance of efficient administration. Think of it like running a well organized classroom or office. You need systems to track performance, ensure discipline, and solve problems quickly. Chanakya supported having a strong central government with clear accountability, intelligence network, and a justice system that enforces laws equally for everyone. Chanakya also talked about ethical leadership. Chanakya had an interesting perspective on ethics. He said, a leader must be ethical, but ethics should never come at the cost of the people's welfare. For instance, if a ruler has to make a tough decision like imposing taxes, it should be done not out of greed, but for the greater good, such as building public infrastructure or ensuring security. A modern day example could be a CEO balancing profit making with corporate social responsibility. Ethical leadership today might mean providing fair wages to employees or protecting the environment while keeping the business profitable. Next is Chanakya views on law and order. One of Chanakya's core idea was the rule of law. He believed that laws should be fair and impartial, applying equally to everyone, whether they are rich or poor. For example, if a country's laws allow powerful people to escape punishment while penalizing the less privileged for minor offenses, it erodes trust in the system. Chanakya's emphasis on equality before the law remains vital for building a just society. He also saw punishment as necessary to maintain order. However, Here's the catch: Chanakya did not believe in blindly punishing people. He stressed that punishment should be fair and appropriate to the crime, aiming to deter future wrongdoing without being excessively harsh. So now we are coming to Chanakya's legacy, which is the lessons for modern day India. Let's connect Chanakya's idea to our modern context. His teachings can inspire us in building a more equitable and ethical society. Here are a few examples. Number one is incorporating ethical governance. Today's Today, governments can learn from Chanakya's balance of ethics and pragmatism. Policies should focus on the well being of all citizens, especially marginalized groups. For example, transparency in public spending and fair distribution of resources align with Chanakya's principles of good governance. Number two is restorative justice. In ancient India, punishment was often paired with rehabilitation. Modern criminal justice systems are adopting this approach too. Instead of just punishing offenders, programs like community service or counseling aim to reform them, reducing repeat offenses. This reflects Chanakya's belief in reforming individuals for the greater good. Number three is access to justice. Chanakya believed everyone, regardless of their social or economic status, should have access to justice. However, in today's world, access to legal aid is still a challenge for many. For example, setting up more free legal aid clinics in rural areas could ensure that justice is acceptable to all. Number four is Dharma and modern law. Lastly, we can use the concept of Dharma, doing what's right, to guide our modern laws. This means ensuring that laws protect human rights, uphold fairness, and promote the dignity of every individual. Chanakya's ideas reminds us that governance and law must balance moral values with practical realities. By revisiting this ancient principle, modern India can create systems that are ethical, fair, and inclusive. So, whether you are studying law, political science, or leadership, Chanakya offers timeless lessons. His teachings encourage us to think deeply about how we can build a just society while addressing real world challenges. Let's carry forward his wisdom to create a future that is rooted in fairness, responsibility, and innovation. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this explanation, feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comments below.